Hi YouTube friends, how you doing today? Sorry I've been gone for a while. I have been crocheting a bit, a little less than I was. Anyway, I figured I'd get on before the year is over and hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I had a pretty nice Christmas and it's over already, and now we're just waiting on New Year's. So anyway, I've been busy with a few little things. I've been getting back into the gym and trying to lose some weight. I lost 20 pounds so far, and I've been enjoying my new gym membership at Planet Fitness. They give you like free training, which is like crazy. It's like in a small class form, but usually there's like nobody else there or one person, so it's like a personal trainer. So I've been doing that as well as helping with my grandson, and he was sick he was sick last week, not this week. So I had to watch him because he couldn't go to school. So I can't do too much crocheting when I'm babysitting, you know. But I did finish a couple of shawls and some other things. I've got something here I'm not even sure I showed everybody. I even got a little present from the kids that's crochet related. And let's see. Yeah, well, I did some little soap bags and and I used one. I found that it's supposed to dry like in between uses, but I found it stayed wet. But these have bigger holes, so maybe they would dry. I have a lot of cotton, so I did a bunch of them, and I've been meaning to mail them to my sons in New York. Maybe they'd like it. This one came out too skinny. Well, they say you can put, like when you have little pieces, you could put the little pieces in there so that, you know, so that you end up using them instead of tossing them. And this one, I have a bar of soap in there. I'll show you what size it is. I gave one to my husband. He still hasn't used it, so I'm going to take it back. So this is a Dove soap. Put it in. There's plenty of room in there for a bigger bar of soap. But I like it. I guess you could, you could even wash them out in between. And if you have like a few kids, you could say, oh, yours is the orange one. Yours is the multicolored one. Anyway, so that's just like a little project I did. Let's see. I'll show you what's on my hook first. Somebody asked me to make a scarf for someone, and then I started it. It was a relative. I don't want to get into it, but like some wanted a gift for a coworker. Anyway, so I started the scarf, and I got the pattern from Bag of Day Crochet, and it's pretty easy. It has these little puff cluster stitches, and I only did like 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I didn't do that many rows yet. It's like a 2-row repeat after the first chain, basically. So done already 2 rows of these double crochets and 2 rows of the puff stitches. I mean, it looks pretty nice in her video, and I'm using one of these cakes that I bought on sale for $1. And I don't know. I may or may not continue with it, you know. I mean, I may do something else and go back to it later because it wasn't really anything I was planning on making. And I actually have a hat I started that I kind of stuck in the corner. I never do this usually, but for some reason I just didn't continue. But I do want to continue. I hope I remember which pattern I was doing, or else I'll be in trouble. Anyway, let's see what I have here. Oops. That's stuck. I did a few hats. Here, I did this. I think this came from Bag of Day Crochet. Oh, let me take the glasses off. I sewed it together. So you just pull it over your head. If you're wearing glasses, I may send it to my sister. Then, because I find the ones with the buttons like are a little confusing. So it's really, I like the stitch. I forgot what it's called, but I did a washcloth in a similar stitch. And I made a hat with the same yarn, but it's not the same stitch, but there is a hat with this stitch. It kind of goes side, like it goes back and forth sideways a little. It's like a little bean stitch, I think. And this is a defined hat. So I made them, I added gray to the edge because there's gray in the hat. So, I mean, it goes together, but if I could make the hat, I mean, I could still send this to my sister because the two yarns match. I already made her one hat. Maybe she'd like this. She gets more of a winter than I do. I don't even, barely gets cold here. I'll look for the pattern for that cowl. Then I made, oops, I had some of this yarn that I had bought a while back. It's the, it's the Stormy Waters or something like that from Yarn Wars. Anyway, made this. It's got the sparkles in it. I only paid $1 for it. I mean, I still have the same yarn. I found this for $1. I think it is the Salvation Army a while back. So it's pretty. It's green with the little sparkles in it. And anyway, I did get to use some of my hats when I went to New York. And this one I made for my friend. I had made her two hats and one came out too big. So I'm planning on mailing it to her. The winter's not over in New York, so she liked this color. I might send her the green. This one is also, she likes the taupe and also has the glitter in it. So maybe I'll send her this in the green one. Keeping my friends warm. Okay. And I made this white hat and I used a bigger hook and it's kind of big. I mean, if you have a lot of hair, it's a little big on me. But if I had thicker hair, it'd be good for a person that has like big hair. So came out nice and white. Oops. Then I think I found this hat pattern on the Crochet Crowd. And I think it was some kind of stripe type yarn. And he was using a stripe yarn. It's real bright. And I just figured I just put the black on the end to make the border. And I have more of this yarn. I mean, I could make a cowl to go with it. I just haven't, I got busy with other things. Okay, there's more. I made another hat with this. I was following a pattern from Margaret Olander. And so this part was supposed to be more rows, but I was having a hard time seeing where to go. See, you did these half double crochets, and then you did it in the back loop, and it gave it a knitted look. I forget the name of the stitch, but it was like, kind of makes it look like it's knitted. And I was supposed to keep going. It's supposed to make that really, the part by your ear thick. It kind of, it covers the ear a little. It covers the ear enough. I don't know if you could see it. And if you noticed, I cut all my hair off. It's been much easier with the gym and everything. No more knots. I always had knots. And this, I bought this a while back, this yarn. It was Scarfy. And I had gotten it at Walmart for like, I bought 2 skeins of it. I still have one. So with the one skein, I made a hat and a little cowl thing. So I like the colors. It's like a minty green and a gray. I'm all set for the winter, but it's still 70 degrees in Florida. So I think it looks good. Oop. And keep the neck warm. This one's, I've made stuff like this before and it was too wide. I was watching Rose from Rose Bikes Crochet and she said she wanted the smaller one and she was right. So it's like the Divine Hat and the Divine Cowl. And they're from two different, I followed, there is a tutorial, but I followed the pattern for this part, you know, the band came out better. And this was on Joanne Martinez or something. I could find it if you need it. I'll get stuck to my earring. Can you believe this? Yep, it got caught on my earring. 1 second. All right, I'll put the earring back on in a second. When I'm done trying those things on. And then I have a lot of the chunky yarn, like the size 6. I think it was Hometown USA. I had found it for 75 cents at Walmart a while back. And I still have plenty of it that I haven't used. 1 second. And I think I also use a pattern from the Crochet Craft. Kind of looks a little like a helmet. Wait a second. I'm not that in love with working with the extra thick yarn, but I could tell that it would be really warm. Oops. That's what I should have done with the other hats. Gave you the full profile. Here, I'll do it with this one. Divine Hat, you can see it all the way down. That was fun. I'm on a chair that has swivels. Anyway, I'm trying to remember the name of the shawl I did. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I did this like a month ago. So all of a sudden I couldn't remember the name of the shawl. It was this from the Secret Yarnery, the Erigena shawl. I can't even pronounce it. It's like a 3-part, and she was showing the chart, which really helped, but I still was a little confused with some of it. But it came out pretty good. And I used the shawl in the ball, and I don't have the name of it handy. It's like sparkly, and it has like tan, like brown neutrals, like brown colors. I love the border. See this border? I love the border. Somebody else said they did a shawl, and it looked kind of more of a simple shawl, and then they put this border on it, and it looked really good to me. It was a good idea. Peekaboo. So, I haven't worn this yet, because you never know. I may sell it. I'm thinking about starting my Estee shop. I've been dragging my feet on that whole thing. I've been selling things here and there to people I know, and sometimes people inquire, but then they don't always want it when I tell them how much I want for it. I don't think I'm being too expensive. These things take a while. So, hold on a minute. I am back. Okay, you still there? I hope so. So, a while back I made this, and I showed it to you before. It's a tutorial I followed was from Nastasia. Anastasia. Anyway, so it's like a lot of shells. And it's also from a shawl and a ball. So I wore it to church one day, and a girl from my, friend of mine from my church decided she loved this one. I mean, I will almost every Sunday I'll take a shawl with me and wear it. But now that I've got so many of them, I'm not like, I'll sell them if I can, you know. I mean, or like I wore this one and she admired it, wanted the same one, and it happened that when they had the sale on the yarn for the shawl and the ball a while back from Lion Brand, I bought a load of it, and I had bought two. I don't use one ball, I use two, or more than almost two. Just have a little drop left. So I already delivered it to her. She bought it with Christmas money for herself from that her sister gave her. And so I made it again. So I've made this one quite a few times now. I think I've made it 4 times. I've made 4 of this style. But I like it in the shawl and the ball a lot because I like the yarn. Okay. And here's a washcloth. Some sort of bean stitch. Now, I can't remember where I can't remember who shared it with me. It's a tutorial. I like the texture. All right, I have one more shawl that I just finished. Some more shawl in the ball. And this one's called Cherry Blossom. I put some pictures up on Facebook in a couple of groups, and then like on my own page and my page, my private page. A lot of people like it a lot. It's a virus meets granny, but instead of ending it on the virus part, I've ended it on the granny, so it has like a straight edge. And that's a green color. I don't know if you could see it. Let me move. It's like a dark green with the pink and the purple. I still liking making shawls. A couple of people already said they wanted it. So we'll see what happens. So I always make my shawls come down to like here. I guess unless you're a small, I'm not a small. Ugh. And I'm planning on starting another shawl. And I had bought some of this comfy cotton blend. It's red. It looks like orange in my video here. And it feels nice and soft. And it's a number 3. And I'm not telling you what I'm making yet. But I'm wondering if anybody ever made a shawl out of this. I've seen a lot of people make like a little top or something. Anyway, I just decided I'm going to use the red. And I still have some shawl in the ball, and I was going to like go to that. I have some that has the sparkle, and I have some that doesn't have the sparkle. Anyway, so I think I'm going to use this. I have 4 of them, and I'm pretty sure, like how many yards are there? It says 392. I might be able to make it with 2. I have 4. And I got them for $1 each a while back. When they were getting rid of a lot of yarn a while back. So I look forward to seeing how that works out. So that's going to be my next project. And I did get a crochet related Christmas present from my son and daughter-in-law. So it's a case. It says, "Be crafty, have fun, be happy." and it's crochet hooks. I mean, I really like my Susan Bate hooks. I haven't tried this, but it came with 8 hooks, and it says, let's see, starts with 2.25 millimeter. I mean, I never use one with the really thick handle. They seem a little short. See? And it came with this thing. I didn't have one of these. And it's funny, I try to put some of these hooks in and they don't go in the correct hole. If you know what I mean, like here. This one says 4.5 millimeter, or a, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't, why is it like a 7? I don't know. Instead of saying a letter, it looks like a 7. Yeah. So here, where the 4.5 millimeter is, see, it's supposed to go in there, but it doesn't go in because the head's kind of big, the tip. It'll go through the 5 millimeter, and then you could tell that there's space, so I'm sure it is a 4.5. But it's just funny how it came with something and then it didn't really line up. And it has a tape measure, and it has a little folding scissor, stitch markers, and I'm not sure what that is in there. Let's see. Here's the stitch markers it came with. And here's the little scissor it came with. And it came with one of these. This is something you use for knitting, I think. And some needles. Trying to figure out. This is for knitting. So it came with a knitting thing. That's what it is. And it came with this tape measure. I already have a few of those. And it came with another one of these like safety pin kind of things that people use for knitting. I don't think you use this for crochet. Anyway, it's cute. I like it. I appreciate them getting me crochet related presents. Well, I'm running out of what to talk about. I was going to ask somebody. I had bought these a while back, and I've been using are these for knitting? It's just like a circle. And then I have other ones that have like a little thing that you can open and close. But anyway, I kind of didn't use these because I think they're for knitting. All right, well, I'm still around. I'm sorry I took so long to come back and share my work with you. I'm just busy with life. I don't know if I showed you these. I wasn't sure when I just dropped one. I bought a little set of plastic crochet hooks when I was going away. I don't know if I might have showed you already. But I got them at AC Moore. So I had gone to AC, I must have used a coupon or something before I went away. Now they have everything. All the yarn stuff is like 25% off. But when I go in there, I'm not getting even as good a deal as when they had the coupon. So I'm still waiting to see if they lower the prices some more. They do have some things for 50% off. But the AC Moore by me, which I like to go to, has all the yarny kind of things, crochet, or any kind of yarn or any kind of thing like this for 25% off. And I really don't need any yarn right now. I've been avoiding buying. I haven't bought any yarn in a while. My daughter-in-law and son, well, she picked up some yarn for me for my birthday in October. And I think I might have bought one little skein of yarn for somebody for a hat that they wanted a certain color. So otherwise, I haven't been buying any yarn because I'm loaded up. My closet's so full. My husband just, one day he opened up the closet and he called me in and said to me, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's yarn." I said, "I got it for a good deal. So I guess I'll be crocheting from the closet. I won't have to run out and buy it." He's not a big fan of my crocheting. He keeps calling it knitting. I think he does that to annoy me. Anyway, all right, I'm happy to be back, and I hope you liked what I showed you, and excuse me, I keep losing my voice. And maybe you'll subscribe and you'll visit me again and, tell me what you're making. And basically, that's about it. Thanks if you have subscribed, I know I have a few new subscribers in the last month, and I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And I'm planning to do more crocheting, so I will be back. And that's about it. I hope to see you soon. Okay, and Happy New Year to everybody. I doubt I'll be back before New Year. So I wish you all a safe, a healthy, a prosperous New Year in 2020. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Bye.